Welcome back, friends. This is the AI-empowered series, the complete guide to AI for your personal and professional lives. Today, we're going to be talking about a more structured approach to applying frameworks to prompt engineering. Given that we just talked about how to structure a prompt and then how to manage context, I want to go into some more approaches on how to use different frameworks in different scenarios. What if the reason you're spending hours revising AI outputs is not because it's just an unpredictable technology, but because you're not really using a systematic approach that gets you the results you want? By the end of the video, you'll be able to master these different frameworks that help you plug and play different prompt engineering techniques that get you where you need to go quickly, effectively, and getting you some really quality output. So why prompting wastes professional time? So building your context management system, it can take time, and it can question whether it's worth it. But when you start to build this context database, and then you start to apply some of these frameworks to that context, you see why we do it. Most professionals, they waste a lot of their time with their AI interactions, like revising, monitoring, and with just like random experimentation. Well, these inconsistent results create, this technical debt, this risk when AI outputs need to meet business standards. If you have been working with AI and you just can't get there with what you have been doing, you need to change your approach and apply a different strategy to get there. Otherwise, you may be left behind. Expert AI users rely on these proven frameworks to get them there. So you want to move from this trial and error to having this approach. You want to develop your own process with your own context and your own frameworks that work for you, and then apply them consistently. So here's a systematic approach that eliminates a lot of the guesswork from AI interactions and ensures consistency. So we talked about that clear framework. That's tier number one. That's context, length, examples, audience, and role. Tier two is that RTF method, prompt engineering from a role standpoint, giving it a task and then a format, role, task, and a format. And then number three is the prep structure. What is the point? What is the reason that you're doing the thing? Give it an example, and then give it that extra point for persuasive analytical content. Choose based on the complexity, purpose, or what you need the AI to do. Clear is for complex, multi-stakeholder business applications requiring that comprehensive context. RTF is for focused deliverables with specific format and expertise requirements. Prep is for that persuasive, analytical, or argumentative content requiring a logical structure. This three-tier system helps you choose the framework for the right situation, which can be, really important that you give it the right framework for the right context. Okay. So we're going to go back into clear for a moment. This is that really comprehensive context, and I'm driving this home for you in this episode. I know we've covered it in the past one, but it is a really fundamental aspect of AI interaction where if you apply even some of these clear considerations when prompt engineering, you're going to increase your output dramatically. So that's the context of the situation, the length in which you want AI to respond, some examples of what it is you're looking for, the audience that you're writing to or what the AI is writing to, and then the role in which AI is acting as. So that's clear, and it's a really important piece to understanding how we apply frame context with a framework. This RTF method is about the role, the task, and the format. The prep is about that strategic communication framework. So build up this template library You've built up prompts, you've built out context. Now build out templates that you can use with these different frameworks for different situations. Because you may find that when you break a process down, different parts of that process need different frameworks to get the best output. Create the context and then create the template where you can start to build that context in those other prompts that you've sort of been building up and applying it at different steps in the process to chain together prompts and context windows so that it really is serving you as best as it can. Okay, so a simple strategy to organize it is categories by business function: marketing, operations, strategy, finance, HR. Include customization notes for industry-specific adaptations. Make version control like we did with the context engineering so that you don't lose a really effective prompt. And share these templates across the organization to ensure consistent quality across team members. Here's a bit of a development process for these templates because it's not a simple, one-shot process. You need to identify the recurring AI interactions and patterns in your professional work. And that starts with breaking down the process of what you actually do. You want to analyze the most successful prompts to extract consistent elements. Create a standardized template with variable substitution points. So create points where somebody who is coming in who doesn't know your work can understand what the template needs in order to give an output that is at your quality level. And test templates across multiple scenarios to validate effectiveness. Refine based on outcome and organizational feedback. Create this systemic template library that transforms prompt engineering and context engineering from individual crafts to organizational capability that ensures consistent professional quality AI outputs across everyone who uses them. Advanced framework techniques for complex applications. Sorry, that's a mouthful. But the important thing is that these are sophisticated approaches to handling multi-step processes, conditional logic, and iterative refinement for your most challenging AI needs. So conditional logic is AI responding appropriately to different scenarios with a single interaction. Template chaining is a multi-step process that builds analysis or deliverable development. Variable substitution is a flexible template that adapts to different contexts while maintaining structural integrity that serves your needs. And framework hybridization combines elements from multiple frameworks for complex requirements. So a conditional logic example might be: analyze customer feedback using this conditional approach. If sentiment is positive, extract the feature, praise, and its success metrics. If the sentiment is negative, identify specific pain points and improvement opportunities. If sentiment is mixed, prioritize feature requests and competitive comparison insights. Present the findings in an executive summary with prioritized action and recommendation. So it's giving the AI a sort of a template and structure to move through what the requirement is and provide things based on what it's finding. It allows for that flexible evolution through the context window to find and extract the key insights. The template chaining example is as follows. Step 1, brainstorm 10 potential webinar topics for digital marketing trends. Step 2, rate each topic on relevance 1 to 10, audience appeal 1 to 10, and delivery expertise 1 to 10. Step 3, select the top 3 topics and develop detailed outlines with key points and interactive elements. And step 4, recommend optimal topic with implementation timeline and resource requirements. That shows you how you can start to build a workflow with AI so that it starts to really start with like a big slab of granite and sculpting a sculpture out of it, refining as you go. So these advanced techniques enable AI to handle sophisticated processes that require sequential thinking and conditional decision-making rather than limiting interactions to simple request-response patterns. One key piece is that framework quality control and optimization, because you start with that framework, but you're going to need to tweak it so that it serves you in your specific context. These approaches ensure your prompt frameworks consistently deliver that professional quality. And some key points are to measure performance, track first attempt success rate and revision requirements across different frameworks. Evolve the frameworks, update them based on outcome analysis and changing business requirements. Error pattern analysis, so identify common failure points and adjust to prevent them. Cross-application testing, validate that framework effectiveness across different scenarios and stakeholder types. I'll even extend that to other LLMs. See how different LLMs function and serve your needs based on their strengths and their weaknesses, because we haven't gotten into that yet, but every AI model is different from the rest. So you can start to understand, which one is best for your specific needs. The quality control process is to, 1, establish that baseline, document the specific failures. Number 2, number 3, test that framework modifications. Number 4, maintain that version control. And then 5, share the optimization insights. It spreads across your organization and improves outcomes, not just for yourself, but for everybody. And that's that real leverage that you can get with these frameworks and templates. So I'm just going to give you a quick implementation roadmap on some of these techniques, because you now possess these prompt engineering and context engineering approaches that can eliminate trial and error. Master those frameworks, clear RTF, prep for all these different applications in your life or in your business. Next, we'll cover the iterative refinement techniques that can help you optimize these frameworks and outputs. Try to apply these things immediately. Start to build that database with these different templates in the context and start to really use it. Identify one use case first and see if you can get it to a really good place and move on and scale. I think you'll find that if you could get it done once, the next times that you apply this process to applying the frameworks and the context and everything, that it's just going to become a lot easier. Developing that standard process in your life or organization could be a really powerful way to apply these things continuously and really focus on your professional or competitive advantage. You now have these capabilities that separate you from everyone else using AI. So identify the highest impact areas where you can apply these things and just go all in. See it through to its conclusion where you're getting really good output and it's doing something valuable in your life or business. Your transformation from the random AI experimenter, tinkerer, to a professional practicing real frameworks of how to work with this technology has been incredible. In just these 5 modules, we've moved from just playing around with it to having a real approach to getting real value. So choose that primary framework that you're going to start working with, create that first professional template, test the effectiveness, and then we're going to keep continuing discussing how to get more value in the following modules. The immediate implementation of this approach will provide you output and a standard approach to getting that value. We covered a lot today. I hope you learned something. This was a really exciting episode for me to get to because I love processes and I love breaking things down and applying that systematic approach so that you get results consistently. It's just part of my career in operations and project management. It really aligns well. So ask me anything you have questions about in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about advanced techniques for these frameworks, or if you have any other frameworks that you have or some evolved ways of working with AI that I didn't cover today, I'd be really interested to hear your perspective. So take a look at the links in the bio or the description for more information about myself, access to resources that I've created for professionals in your personal life with AI. And yeah, just join my community and follow along on these episodes so that we can grow our AI capabilities together. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.